What are you doing?
Good, how are you?
Good. What's up, Seth? How are you?
You know, you were a part of that 2018 team as a captain. Now you're an associate coach. It's kind of deja vu, especially, you know, MacArthur not being a part of that team and the way that season ended in 5. And, you know, kind of very similar. You had an NHL prospect in Mackenzie Blackwood. He went down with injury. You have now an NHL signed contract with Isaac Bolter here. So what's the comparisons to now finally get over the hump and beat the Everblades?
Yeah, I mean it's been a hot minute, right? Since I played and since we were here. So like you said, there's a lot of comparisons on this team. The goaltending is incredible with Poltz and like you said, Blackwood, and then going up forward, I think we have a little bit more depth on forward compared to the last time we were here, and then our D-core has been so solid all year long and has been a rock for our team. So I think all those factors and then with Coach Mack leading the way, you know what I mean? It's just, I think it's a perfect storm coming together, and I think we're going to get over the hump for sure this year.
Mike, just how personal does this series become for you, considering you were on the losing end there in 2018? You get another shot at Florida this year.
Yeah. I mean they're world class. They're first class organization. They've been doing it for a long time, since when I was playing till now. They've won it 2 straight. They're going for 3. So I think it's a great test for us. We've been kind of pushed up against the wall all year long, and we've kept pushing forward and forward and forward. And just like I kind of hit on with Seth, just our depth, I think, is going to be so crucial to keep rolling over the boards every shift, every game, and kind of wear them down. And I think we really have the team to do it this year.
You know, captain in 2018, then, you know, you retire from pro hockey, you go to the coaching ranks, you're at Skidmore. Could you have pictured when head coach Pete MacArthur called you a year ago and said, I want you to be the associate coach on this team, and where you are to now? I mean, obviously compared to last year, January, and the push you had after going into Florida and then getting eliminated by the Newfoundland Growlers. Just when you put your head on the pillow at night and dream about it, could you have dreamed that you would have been in this position literally from a year ago?
It's insane, you know. When it's kind of funny you bring it up, but when me and Pete played together here, we'd carpool. We both lived in Saratoga, and we'd carpool up and back every single day. So we had a lot of free time to chat and pick each other's brains and talk hockey, and it seemed like we were both on the same page. We both loved it, and we both kind of wanted to continue that on the profession after playing. So we talked about coaching the team before we even became coaches. So it's kind of to see it all come together now, and to have him to look up to and to be a part of it with him it's just so special.
You know how much this team means to this community, you know how much they value playing hockey at this time of year.
Oh, yeah.
Just how significant does this series become, the fact that you guys are back here fighting for a chance at a Kelly Cup championship?
Yeah, it's absolutely incredible. This town and this community has really gotten behind us. When I was playing here, they were so passionate. I felt it when I was playing, and then now it just seems like it's kept growing and growing each year, and it gives me tingles just thinking about it right now. I get goosebumps, and just to feel the vibration and the atmosphere and just how much passion they bring each and every game. It means the world to the coaching staff, us, and it means the world to the team. And they're like a six player out there for us, and we really feel it when they're going. And when we're not at our best, they hold us accountable as well. So it's just that they're very passionate, they're very knowledgeable, and they're awesome. There's not a better fan base in the league.
You know, you mentioned having the passionate fan base. Obviously, you were a part of the inaugural team. What's it mean for you to see this franchise grow? And, you know, before maybe 3,000 people would be considered a sellout, and now, you know, potentially Jeff Mead's got to call the fire marshal because of over capacity.
Yeah, it's like you said, it's just incredible to see the stages of how the team has progressed throughout the years, from when I was playing to when I took some time off and coached at Skidmore until when I came back and started coaching. It's incredible. The boat cruise at the beginning of the year to set the stage and get all the season ticket holders there, and then having season ticket holder banquet in the middle of the year, just seeing that grow as well, and season tickets just keep climbing and climbing and climbing. So it's awesome. it seems like the team keeps progressing, keeps winning games, and everybody jumps on board, and that's our plan: keep winning, keep the fans happy, and keep them coming to the games.
You know, you were a team captain. Obviously, Patrick Grasso goes down with an injury. You have to name an interim captain. You and MacArthur chose 44 Darian Skio, a very perfect fit. He's a great guy, but any advice that you gave him along the way when he first got the C stitched on his jersey?
I mean, to tell you the truth, not really. The moment he came in, he displayed to us his leadership qualities and how much he cared about this community and our team. That it was very evident. You know, we have such great leaders in the room, all the way down the roster: Harper, Smith, Felix, like you said, Grasso. But he displayed just this passion and this intensity that we needed from our leader, and like from day one, he is very clear that he showed that and he wanted it, and he's taken it and run with it ever since.
You know, obviously, this team is known for their depth playoff runs. They took some years off to go deep, but you're officially back. What's it mean to carry on, the Cal McLean legacy and the Brad Tabor legacy of what the playoff runs were for the Thunder?
Yeah, I mean, I've been super fortunate to be around a lot of great coaches, like you just mentioned, Cal McLean, Brad Tapper, Coach Hutchison over at Skidmore. Now with Pete, it's just they're such good leaders, and they spearhead our attack, and everything's so clear and defined with them that it's fun to be around. It's easy hockey to play, and I think that shows out on the ice.
Who do you reach out for motivation and to get you kind of through these playoffs or even the regular season?
I don't know. I think, my family watches every game back home, but I think me and Pete really lean on each other a lot. Bouncing ideas off of each other, and just kind of the feel-out process of the game and what we should be doing out there. So we lean on each other a lot, and he's been a great role model and a mentor to me.
How nice is it to see, you have kids of your own, they didn't really get to understand the way that you were playing, but you're behind the bench now. What's it mean like for you to have that family support, when you leave the rink or put the hockey aside?
Yeah, it's awesome. I get to go home. No matter what, win or lose, they're always smiling when you get home, and it's super cool looking up, seeing them in the crowd, and seeing Pete's family in the crowd. It's just we do such a great job with family, just like the family atmosphere for the game. So it's a lot of fun to see them in the crowd having a blast and cheering us on. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Anytime you can get a chance to stay away from the rink during the playoffs, I think it's helpful. It's a lot, right? It can be challenging in different ways. So hopefully they kicked their heels up yesterday and got some good regeneration.
What's kind of the message at this point? What are you preaching to your players? What are you telling them at this point now that you have 2 playoff series under your belt and into the third round?
Enjoy it, right? It's not a given that you ever get back in the playoffs, for one thing, and then certainly to get to this point, it's a very difficult task to achieve. So enjoy it, and we see what the blueprint is if we want to have success. So don't change and try to complicate the game. We see what works for us, so enjoy it and go out there and execute.
You just missed out on the team's last run, to the Eastern Finals, I believe in 2018. How important, how meaningful is this trip to the ECF for you?
It's big time. Pride myself on being around successful organizations and teams throughout my life. I've been very fortunate to be around some high-level people as players, teammates, coaches, staff, and of course grew up in a family full of teachers. So to be able to do something like this back at home with a team that I played for and now have this unbelievable opportunity, it's special, right? We had some decent runs with Kale. They had that really nice run with Taps, and it's taken a long time to get back to this point. So obviously personally, everybody knows there's no surprise how much it means to me and my family, but all these guys are part of the Thunder family, and that's the reason why we're at this point, because these guys care about each other and they care about what we're trying to do here.
Believe on the back of Jeremy Broder's helmet, believe is in that room. You preach just believing in your group and the next man up mentality. So going into game 1 on Friday, going to be pretty much the same. Go out and play your game and play the ADK way.
Yeah, I think that's what we have to do, right? We can't be too focused on Florida and what they've done and what they are, how good of a team they are. We know that. We're aware of that. And I think if we get too focused on what they're trying to do and stray away from what makes us successful, it's a distraction. So we respect Florida. We understand how they play and what they do to be successful. But we respect our game, and we have confidence in how we play, and we deserve to be at this moment. So we want the guys to enjoy it and go out there and compete to the bitter end like they have all year.
You pretty nervous for Friday?
Nervous?
Yeah.
No. I've been in this situation lots, and it's fun. I get stressed out because that's just who I am. I want to win. I want everyone to enjoy it and receive the fruits of their labor. But I think maybe like nervous in a good way, right? But I'm excited to be in this situation again and excited for them to be in this situation.
You know, the last time that Florida was here in November, and then when you guys went down for your trip midway point of the season, you were missing a lot of those guys that were up in Utica. How nice is it, though, to have them, even though, you are preached all year that, they deserve to be in the American Hockey League, but how much does a guy like Will McKinnon and Colin Felix on the back end really help out that core to kind of just chill everybody out on the ice?
Yeah, I mean, they're our top defensive pair, so of course we're super happy to have them, and all the guys in there understand what their role is and how important they are to the team. So I think it took us a week or two to find our chemistry and our groove and understand that it's not just lip service. You're all going to have an opportunity to have a role and make an impact as we go through the playoffs here. And now that they all see that that's come to fruition and the chemistry's back and the mojo's back a little bit, I think it's fun for them and they go over the boards and everybody just competes.
How key is it for guys that are getting that playoff experience as you guys get deeper and deeper into the playoffs?
It's huge. You learn the lessons along the way, and then you do your best to implement them and regenerate in between game days. So, yeah, a lot of learning on the fly, and just talking to Gantus about that this morning, how special it is for a guy like him to be here and in this type of playoff run so early in his professional career. It's unique. It's special for them.
You mentioned also a guy like Philip Engars scoring the hat trick in Game 6, and how difficult it was for him, who's used to playing maybe 5 to 8 minutes a night in Utica and then coming down here and playing 22 minutes. But you have to be happy with the way that he's been able to contribute during the playoff run.
Yeah, he's always great on the defensive side of the puck, and now he's getting more used to having the puck on his stick in offensive situations, and you just build confidence slowly. So the 3 goals are huge, but the way that he plays the game is more important for us, so the production's a bonus for sure.
Isaac made some saves in that Game 3 that got you to overtime on probably for this opportunity. What's it about watching his progression throughout the playoffs?
Yeah, his progression from the beginning of last year until now is pretty impressive. He's a mature guy. He has really good daily habits that he doesn't stray away from, and you see the consistent performance from him on the ice due to those daily habits that he has. So if you're going to do anything in the playoffs, you need a goalie or two to be kicking, and I think we certainly have that right now.
Pete, what changed for this group from between games 3 and 6 that you hope you can kind of bottle up and use into this Florida series?
I think we got energy back, right? We were in those first 2 games, and I don't even want to say the wheels completely fell off, but we just had a couple mental lapses in the third period of games 1 and 2 where, I think fatigue was a factor. And then, we play that overtime game where Poltz keeps us in it, but you find a way to win in the playoffs, and then you get confidence from that and you get momentum from that, and we did a good job keeping that momentum. So we're playing against a Florida team that did something similar. They were down 3-1. They came back, won 6-7 on the road in Jacksonville, and they carried that momentum right through Orlando. So you've got 2 teams that are playing at the top of their game who've played each other 6 times this year. So it'll be exciting to see what we both got when we're both at full strength.
To kind of piggyback off of Isaac Poulter, in the summer you mentioned that he deserved the right to go up to the American Hockey League, 17 wins up there, and then, was there any conversation with Dan McKinnon and Brian England to put him here originally in March? Was that kind of the plan all along when you knew the Thunder were going to clinch? Did you kind of preach that, or was that just kind of a message from the organization saying we want him to get playoff experience now that he signed an NHL deal?
I think it's just all the behind the scenes that happens from up top and filters down when they're trying to figure out their goalie situation. They had some injuries I don't think they were super happy with the way things were going in New Jersey, and then there's just a trickle down. So we do what we're told and play the guys that are here that deserve to play. So I don't really know the ins and out of how he ended up here, but I know that his habits and his professionalism tells us that he's just happy to be a pro hockey player, and that's going to serve him well in the future, because a lot of guys can be poopy pants when they come here, but he certainly hasn't been that.
You know, 5-1 win, you kind of turn the page, but you're able to play some guys that haven't gotten a lot of ice time. You played Alex Young deep in that third period. What did you like from his game as he kind of keeps shining as a pro here?
He's a skilled player. He moves his feet. He's hard on the puck. He's the kind of guy that actually he looks better on video than when you're watching live. You're like, oh, that's why he gets the puck all the time. He's a hound. He moves his feet. He knows where to go. For his progression, continue to be heavier on the puck in the battle areas so he doesn't lose puck battles. Sometimes in important areas. That's part of the growing process. But he's a guy that we would envision scoring 25 to 30 goals next year for us.